Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rhiannon and today I'm filming my March TBR and the 9th round of Rhiannon's Bookish Bingo. If this is your first time watching any of my TBR videos and don't know what Bookish Bingo is, it's basically a TBR game that I created where every month I spin a bingo cage and the numbers that are on the balls that come out of the cage correspond to a specific prompt. And so I then need to go and choose a book that I want to read for the month that fits that specific prompt. I will leave my Bookish Bingo playlist linked up above for you guys and down below, so if you do want any more information on this game then please do check it out. In regards to last month's TBR, I failed spectacularly. I didn't read all of my Polathon books, I barely read any of my Polathon books to be honest with you, and as of today there are still 2 books on my February TBR that I haven't actually started, and those are Witch Sign by Den Patrick and The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. At the time of filming this it is the 25th of February, so I do still have the weekend left to read these 2 books. I do plan on doing that, but who knows if I will actually finish them. However, the rules for Bookish Bingo is that I need to have at least started a book before the end of the month for it to count and for me not to get a punishment, and I definitely feel like I'm going to do that. This is going to be my next read and I'm hopefully going to start it tonight, and then this book is actually for a specific video and that will definitely need to happen soon, so I am planning on finishing both of these books out this weekend. Before we get into the spins, don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. I am so close to hitting 1.5k subscribers, which is absolutely crazy to me, but what's even more crazy is that 60% of the people that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to my channel, so please do check to make sure that you're subscribed to me. I wouldn't want you to miss any of my videos, and I do also post weekly or weekend reading vlogs where I talk to you guys about the books I'm currently reading and my thoughts on those books. So if you want to hear my thoughts on one of the TBR books, then definitely click the subscribe button and maybe even the little bell icon just so you can be notified when I post, and that way you won't miss any updates from me and it'll be really easy for you to check out a video and hear my thoughts on some of the books. Sorry about the long intro there, I definitely feel like I had a lot to say today, but without further ado, let's just dive into the video. This isn't very clear, but for rule number 1 we did get number 20. For the first spin, we got number 20. And I will just check, but no, unfortunately, number 20 is not on the bingo board. But the prompt for that is to read a 5-star prediction. Let me tell you guys, I had the toughest time choosing a book for this prompt because I have so many 5-star predictions on my shelves. Most of the books that I buy and that are on my shelves are ones that I feel like I'm going to absolutely love. So in their own way, they're all 5-star predictions. But I feel like there's one that I've been putting off for so long, and that is the Gilded ones by Namina Fauna. First off, can we just appreciate how stunning this book is? I am just going to read you the synopsis for this one because I genuinely have no idea what it's about. So it does say here, are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to die or are we going to survive? Becca lives in fear of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she can become a member of a village. If she bleeds red, she will belong. But on the day of the ceremony, her blood runs gold, the colour of impurity, of a demon. The consequences force Becca to leave her village with a mysterious woman, destined to join an army of girls like her, the Alakai, girls who are near immortals with rare gifts, and the only ones able to stop the Empire's greatest threat. But as she journeys to the capital to train for the battle of her life, Becca discovers the great walled city holds many surprises. Nothing and no one are quite what they seem, not even Becca herself. This sounds absolutely amazing. I was just about to say that it reminds me of Black Panther, and it does say on the back cover, fans of Children of Blood and Bone and Black Panther are going to adore this. I love Black Panther, it's one of my all-time favourite films. I also love Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, so this is definitely a 5-star prediction from me. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get to it, but I am very excited to share my thoughts with you guys and to dive into the book. For rule number 2, we got number 12. Next up we got number 12, which is not actually on the bingo board, but the prompt for number 12 is TBR Vet, and that is basically to read a book that's been on my shelves for way too long. I am slightly bending the rules for this one because I have chosen Truthwitch by Susan Dennard. I have actually read this one. I read it about 3 years ago, I want to say. I feel like it was before I went to university, so definitely around 3 years ago, and I had very mixed feelings about it. I don't know if it was the fact that I hadn't really read a lot of high fantasy at that point, and I feel like this book was just a little bit too complicated for me at the age I was reading this, and as you can see I never unhauled this one because it's one that I did want to get back to. March is actually the perfect time for me to pick this up though, because Jade from Jade Ray Reads is hosting the Witchlandsalong. I think that's what it's called at least, where every month from March onwards we will be reading a book in the Witchland series. I currently don't have the rest of the books in this series. I didn't buy them because I didn't gel with this one, but I'm hoping that by picking it up this month and by being involved in the read along and the community, I feel like I I will enjoy this a lot more. If I don't, then I will definitely be unhauling this, but if I do, I will pick up the rest of the books in the series and will continue to participate in the read-along. I honestly can't remember much about the plot of this. All I remember is that our main character Safi is a Truthwitch, and in this world a Truthwitch is incredibly rare because obviously she can tell when people are lying or telling the truth, so it's very advantageous to have a Truthwitch on hand, especially if you're dealing with a lot of dodgy people. I also remember that there's another character in here, I can't remember what she's called, Iseult I want to say, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but yeah, it just says here, all Safi and Iseult want is their freedom, but danger lies ahead. With war coming, treaties breaking, and a magical contagion sweeping the land, the friends will have to fight emperors and mercenaries alike, for someone will stop at nothing to get their hands on a Truthwitch. So yeah, it sounds like something I would really enjoy, and again, I'm not sure why I didn't enjoy it the first time I read it. I feel like it was quite predictable, but again, I'm not 100% sure, so definitely keep an eye out for my vlog where I read this. It'll be interesting to see if my thoughts are the same or if they will have changed by now. Roll number 3 gave us number 48. Next up we got number 48, and once again 48 is not on the bingo board. The prompt for that, however, is book to movie adaptation, and so for this one I've chosen The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I've only ever read one Patrick Ness book, and I believe it's called More Than This. That was actually lent to me by a friend and I absolutely loved it when I read it. It was such a creepy book and actually quite disturbing. This one sounds very interesting though, and I definitely could have used this for TBR Vet as well, because this has been on my shelves for years. And I'm using it for the prompt book to movie adaptation because the film for this book is actually coming out in March. I don't remember the exact date, but it does star Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, who are some of my favourite actors ever, and that was definitely the kick I needed to pick up this book. I did start this the other day. I got 24 pages in. It's very confusing so far, but I have heard that it does get so much better as you go on and the story kind of clicks at a certain point for you, so I'm really hoping that that is the case. What I can gather from this book so far is that in Princetown, where this book takes place, everyone can hear each other's thoughts, and it's like a constant overwhelming noise, so you don't have any sort of privacy, and obviously you can't keep any secrets because people can see what you're thinking at any given point. Then just 1 month away from the birthday that will make Todd a man, he unexpectedly stumbles upon a spot of complete silence. This is apparently meant to be impossible, and so I guess we follow the implications of that and the repercussions of this silence, because I feel like once word got out that there was a silent spot in this world, everyone would rush to it just so that they can have a breather from hearing everyone's thoughts. And I love how it's described on the back as well. It says, breathtakingly exciting and emotionally charged, The Knife of Never Letting Go is a compellingly original story of fear, flight, and the terrifying path of self-discovery. That just sounds so intriguing to me. Like I said, I have already started it and I am hoping to finish it out before the film comes out. I have sectioned off the top of it, I don't know if you can tell, because there is a read-along going along for this book at the minute on the Chaos Walking Instagram page. I will leave it linked down below if I can remember. If I don't, please shout at me in the comments, but I think I am currently about 200 pages behind, so I definitely need to get a move on with this. Roll number 4 gave us number 1. Once again, we got number 1. And unfortunately, number 1 is not on the bingo board. However, the prompt for that is TBR Stars. If you keep up with my videos, you probably aren't surprised to hear that these still haven't been made into stars yet. I do just have pieces of paper with names of books on them, and I will basically pull a random one out. I honestly can't remember the names of the books that I put in here, but these are a mix of books that I've been wanting to get to for way too long, books that I think are going to be some of my favourites, and some books that I've been putting off because I don't think I'll enjoy them as much. I'm just gonna mix that, and I've chosen this one. No way. Oh my gosh! No way! So the book that I picked was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. As you can tell by that reaction, I am very excited to read this book. I've heard nothing but good things about this one, and recently Joanne from Joannotations has read this, and from what I know, she was absolutely loving it, and so I just cannot wait to dive in. So I have just picked up the book, and this is what it looks like. I have also heard amazing things about Daphne du Maurier, so if I like this book, I will definitely check out her other works. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was actually planning on reading this closer to October, just because I feel like that's the kind of vibes it gives off. But I'm not really mad about it because, like I said, I've been putting it off for way too long, and I probably would have gotten to October and just would have put this on the back burner once again. So at least now I'm being forced to sit down and read it. So in this one, our main character goes on a trip to the south of France where she falls in love with a man named Maxim de Winter. But as they arrive at his Cornish mansion, a change comes over Max, and our main character is filled with a sense of dread and foreboding. Friendless in this isolated house, she comes to realise that she doesn't actually know much about the man that she's married, and in every corner of every room is the phantom of his dead wife Rebecca. Again, one that just sounds absolutely intriguing. I feel like you can see why I wanted to read it towards October time, but Jo just picked it up recently, like I said, and she's really enjoying it, so hopefully that'll be the case for me as well. But wow, I am very chuffed with this pick. I'm so happy that it's one that I've actually been wanting to get to as well. I know I've said it on a lot of my lives recently that I really do need to pick this book up, and now I have the opportunity to, so let me know down below if you would like a dedicated reading vlog of me reading this book, and also if you'd want a spoiler-filled vlog or a spoiler-free vlog, because I just think that would be interesting. I feel like I'm going to have a lot to say about this, and I just want to be able to get my thoughts across to you guys properly. And for our last spin, we got number 50. We've made it to the last spin, and that spin did give us number 50. I cannot believe it, guys, but we have not crossed off a single number on the bingo board today. I'm sure this either happened last month or the month before as well, which is absolutely crazy to me. We normally get at least one. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. We don't get to cross off a number today, which is definitely a shame. The prompt for number 50, though, is to read a book relating to royalty. So that could mean that it has a word relating to royalty in the title. It could be a book that features kings or queens. Just anything that vaguely relates to royalty. And I was stressing about this one so much, but I realised I have the perfect book for this prompt, and that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. This is the second book in the Throne of Glass series by her, and I have just recently started my reread of these books, so I'm so excited to dive into the second one. I am rereading these as part of TOG-along, which is a read-along hosted by a bunch of creators, so I will leave all the information to that down below. But each month, starting off from January, we read a book in the Throne of Glass series. This is one of the main series that got me into reading, got me into booktube, into the book community, and I'm so thankful for it. Saying that though, I've never finished off the last two books. I've never read Tower of Dawn or Kingdom of Ash, and I feel like this year is the year that I'm actually going to complete this series, which I'm kind of terrified about because I've been putting it off for so long. I just didn't want it to end, and I'd heard a lot of mixed things about Tower of Dawn, and so when Kingdom of Ash came out, I feel like I'd had too much time between the books to the point where I would probably not be as invested in it as I would be if I'd have binged the books. Like I said, this is the second book in the series, but in the first one, Throne of Glass, we follow an assassin named Selena Sardothian. At the start of the book, Selena is working off her sentence in the slave mines of Endovia until one day the king's son, Prince Dorian, arrives and offers her a deal. She is to become his champion to fight in the king's duel, and if she wins this duel, she will become the king's champion. And so Selena accepts the offer because obviously it means that she can have some sort of freedom again, but there is another threat in this. It's not just the competitors she has to look out for, there's evil magic at work as well. I know this isn't the best written series in the world, but it's one that means the absolute world to me, and I had so much fun reading Throne of Glass last month that I cannot wait to dive into this one. So those are the books that Bookish Bingo chose for me to read in March. I cannot wait to get to them. I feel like they're going to be such amazing reads. Saying that though, I'm not done there. I do also have another 3 books that I want to read this month. The first of those is Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell. I bought this based off of Rebecca from Rebecca Books' recommendation. She absolutely loves this book, and her reaction to it just made me want to pick it up. I did mention her to say that I bought this one, and she does want me to read it this month, so I'm really hoping that I can fit it in. I have no idea what this is about, so again I'll just read you the synopsis. It says, on a summer's day in 1596, a young girl in Stratford-upon-Avon takes to her bed with a fever. Her twin brother Hamlet searches everywhere for help. Why is nobody at home? Their mother Agnes is over a mile away, in their garden where she grows medicinal herbs. Their father is working in London. Neither parent knows that one of the children will not survive the week. Hamlet is a novel inspired by the son of a famous playwright. It's a story of the bond between twins and of marriage pushed to the brink by grief. It's also the story of a kestrel and its mistress, a flea that boards a ship in Alexandria, and a glovemaker's son who flouts convention in pursuit of the woman he loves. Above all, it's the tender reimagining of a boy whose life has been all but forgotten, but whose name was given to one of the most celebrated plays ever written. If you don't know, this is a book about Shakespeare and Shakespeare's son. That in itself intrigued me enough to make me want to pick it up, and I am really hoping that I can get to this one this month. I feel like it's going to be a beautiful beautiful book that deals with very hard topics, and Rebecca loves it, so I definitely think I will too. Then we have Law by Alexandra Bracken. This is the stunning Fairy Loot edition. I have done an unboxing for this, so I will leave it linked up above for you guys. Fairy Loot will definitely be doing a read along for this, and I want to participate. Kerry and I also talked about maybe doing a live show for this book, so I'm not sure if that will happen. Again, let me know down below if you'd like that. But this is a Greek myth retelling, and if you know anything about me, you know that I absolutely love Greek history, Greek myths, Greek classics, anything ancient Greek, so I cannot wait to dive into this one. It sounds like such an amazing book, and yeah, I'll definitely be reading this one in March. And then the last book I have is Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb. I'm not sure if I will actually read this month. I am reading this as part of Elderlingalong, which is a read-along hosted by Becca from Becca and the Books for Robin Hobb's Realm of the Elderling series. Again, I will leave all the relevant information to that read-along down below for you guys, but this is the first book in Robin Hobb's third trilogy in the Realm of the Elderling series, and I cannot wait to get to it. Robin Hobb has fast become a favourite author of mine. I think I've given all of her books 5 stars. I love her writing style, her world building and her characters, and I have been meaning to pick up this book for a while now, but I didn't want to get too ahead of the read-along schedule, so I pulled myself back, but now it is finally time to get to this one. So these are all of the books that I want to get to in March. Who knows if I'll actually manage to read all of these. I've been in such a weird reading mood lately where I've just been wanting to pick up random books off my shelves, but I am extremely excited to get to all of these, so hopefully I can manage it. Please let me know down below in the comment section whether you've read any of these books and whether you think I should prioritise some over the others. Whilst you're down there, don't forget to click the like button as well as the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!